Grand Rising Soul Fam. So today we're exploring Gene Key 27. This is the shadow of selfishness. This is the gift of altruism. This is the city or the divine expression of selflessness in the I Ching. This is corners of the mouth. And in quantum human design, this is the gate of accountability. Ooh, don't we love that word accountability? Don't we wish everybody had some accountability? So there it is on the body graph there, right in the old gut, right in the old digestion system. So let's check it out. So this is a deck by Karen Curry Parker. And as we have 40 days of Venus retrograde, I'm sharing some resources. So get out a journal, share this, save this, come back to this when you have more time. And let's just take a pause together, maybe getting out a journal and a pen, or just taking some time to process what comes up as we go through these things. It's just gonna be a couple minutes here. So this is gate 27. This is about accountability. So the challenge during this gate is to care without over caring. Say that to a Pisces during Pisces season. That's hard, y'all. To allow others to assume responsibility for their own challenges and choices, and to learn to accept others people's values. To not let guilt cause you to compromise what's good and right for you. So good. So many things I've got to say. Okay, so mastery. The ability to support, nurture, and lift others up. To sense and to act on what's necessary to increase the well-being of others and the world. To feed people with healthy food and healthy nourishment to ensure that they thrive. And to hold others accountable for their own self-love and their own self-empowerment. In an unbalanced expression, this shows up as codependency. This shows up as guilt, as over-caring, and as martyrdom, y'all. The difference between charity and philanthropy is when charity doesn't actually have the generative sustainability. Philanthropy does. Sometimes we have to know when to stop giving to someone that just doesn't appreciate it, or someone that needs to do it for themselves. We disempower people through enabling. So our resiliency key is getting activated in our contemplation is our decisiveness, asking ourselves what needs to be healed, released, aligned, or brought to our awareness for us to make clear and strong choices. I think this is so important. While we have ChatGPT and all this AI technology, we've got Google at our fingertips. There's a beauty to not having to memorize facts and to retain a bunch of useless data. That's great. And also, there is sovereignty in making choices. We apathy our brain when we don't exercise it and make choices for ourselves. So this is a great opportunity to always make sure that you're giving yourself options to actually exercise your free will, because that's what you came here to do, is to exercise your free will. So resiliency key of courage, asking ourselves what needs to be healed, released, aligned, and brought to our awareness for us to move forward with courage and faith. Y'all, we need to have faith. We've got a Leo moon right now, so she's bringing us the courage. So vitality, asking ourselves what needs to be healed, released, aligned, and brought to our awareness for us to heal from this burnout. So if you've been go, how can you nourish yourself? How can you be sustainable in your vitality by making sure that you create pauses just to be, just to rest, just to not know anything and not need to know anything, but allow your body to digest and integrate. And last resiliency key is empowerment, asking ourselves what needs to be healed, released, aligned, and brought to our awareness for us to feel powerful in this situation. So here's some affirmations we may want to play with this week. Whatever doesn't work, chuck it in the fuck it bucket. I have a nurturing and loving nature. It is my gift to be able to love and care for others. I know that the greatest expression of my love is to treat others as capable and powerful. I support when necessary, and I let go with love. so that my loved ones can discover their own strength and power. One of the best things I ever did for myself was removing myself from situations where they were not seeing the love that I was pouring into that space. So by actually leaving, I could make an impression that valued my own heart by discerning where to pour my love into and where it could be better used elsewhere. This is the difference again between philanthropy and charity, investing in something that might be a fruitless mission and seeing where you can actually be in better service elsewhere. Further contemplations. Am I taking responsibility for things that aren't mine to be responsible for? Whose problem is it? Can I return the responsibility for the problem back to its rightful owner? So many of us are healing from childhood wounds, and we may not have our parents to go to or our grandparents to talk it out with, but we can always talk to somebody's higher self and tap into their auric essence and create a ceremony of exchange that brings us back into acceptance and forgiveness, whether or not that person is still safe to express and communicate with. Number 2, what role does guilt play in motivating me? Can I let go of the guilt? What different choices might I make if I didn't feel guilty? And number 3, what obligations do I need to set down in order for me to take better care of myself? I think it's so interesting when we are in the spiritual journey and we are going beyond self into the oneness, but instead of just bypassing our sense of self is actually entirely invested in our choices. So we think of ourselves, which is also in alignment with each other, which is also in alignment with the greatest and highest choice for all living beings throughout all time and all space. And when we can put that energy of selflessness, of desiring to serve, we actually recognize that that selflessness does include ourself in that divine service. Okay, last one. Are there places where I need to soften my judgments on other people's values? Sometimes we, especially with our parents, right? Sometimes we can think that our parents know more when we're growing up, that they have experienced more, that we bend over backwards for them. And there's such a beautiful gift when you can grow up and you can see your parents as human beings. They didn't have it all figured out, didn't have a manual, so they did the best that they could with the tools that they had, and now it's up to us to carry the baton and move it forward. So at some point, we have to make our parents humans again. We have to make everybody around us humans again, and I know sometimes it can be more, I might have more grace walking through life when I can see everyone as their 5-year-old self and say, okay, I get it why they made that choice. They're not thinking in the eternal now of, a mature way of thinking. They might be stuck in an old childhood pattern, and we can see that when we can see, I bet this happened to them. Sometimes we can offer more grace, we can offer more compassion and empathy. And that's what we're all here to do right now, is build our muscle of empathizing with others and asking each other, what happened to you? What allowed you to arrive to that decision without judging and casting blame and shaming? Just being curious. Hey, that comment that you made was intriguing. Where did it come from? Can you say more? Send you so much love. Namaste.